Hey, 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 hey. Look who's live. Hey, everybody. We are trying to get all of our Instagram people on here. Hang in there. We're trying to get you with us. All right. All right. Yes. Turn off Dr. Conzi different. Yep. Watch it. Play. Yes. Oh, it popped up fast. Did you get yours?
Nope.
Well, it said it so fast and it went away. I didn't hit play quick enough, so I don't know if it
Yeah, that's
if
okay.
it actually did it. All right. Hello, everybody.
Hi. Well, hi to you. I haven't seen or talked to you in a long time, so hi to you.
It seemed like it since we talk to each other almost every day, all day. But yeah, we haven't. I've been busy.
You have a crown on and you have a
I
set.
do.
What is that?
I do.
Let's
I
say happy birthday, everybody.
Yes, I am the birthday queen today.
You're hilarious. You're hilarious.
Oh my
All right.
gosh.
So I'm saying hi. I'm going to start it off. Give the birthday girl. Shout out to the birthday girl and hi to everybody else. Welcome back to Dating Differently with Demi and Dr. Conti. What a great time we had last week. What a great time. What a
Yeah.
great time we had with last. I mean, all the calls, the texts, the comments on how much you enjoyed our podcast. So we appreciate you. So,
We
I am Demi, your fun, fabulous friend. I keep it real. I call balls and strikes. And I'm never afraid to call out those foolishness out in the street.
no,
Just never know because it's a lot of foolishness.
and hello, everyone. I'm the birthday girl, but no, really, I am. I am the birthday girl, but I'm also Dr. Conti. I am your go to girl for wisdom. I want to help you identify those red flags,
Yeah.
even when they are dressed up in all those little nice packages. And recognize that chemistry does not equal compatibility. All right. We get that confused sometimes. So I want to empower my sisters to love from a healed place and to set strong, healthy boundaries and attract those that recognize that you are the prize because you deserve it, girl. So, yes, I do it, and I do it all with a little holy sass because you know what? The truth still needs style.
You crack me up all the time.
Oh.
Oh, you crack me up. All right, so you talked about introduce yourself, give a little bit more. I always think that everybody, um,
They don't know what you do, though, Demi. Like, what's your role, your fabulous role in helping everybody with this dating thing? Tell them about that.
so listen, I'm Demi. So what I do is designed for people who want better matches, healthier relationships. If you're ready to break unhealthy patterns, if you're ready to set clear boundaries, feel confident, aligned before you're dating again, or you want structured, high touch support from profile messages to the first date. I just provide coaching that covers
Mhm.
communication style, mindset, dating strategy, from knowing exactly when to move from a text to a call to a date. And do know I'm using the word date because that's what you all are used to, but really a meet and greet.
Meet and greet.
And at my core, I am a high level dating mentor who helps people level up for love. I focus on confidence, clarity, and intentional dating, helping you release old patterns and choose relationships that actually align with who you are. So, we created this podcast. We created it because we decided to date intentionally.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So after 20 plus years of being married, or of a marriage, I got divorced, got out here in this dating field, and yeah.
Mm-hmm. And for many of you, you all know that I have for the last 30 years
Mhm.
have been an award-winning healthy relationship strategist as well as a nationally recognized domestic violence expert. And it has been my pleasure to be able to help women leave toxic relationships, marriages, all of it, and build healthy relationships. And so, relationships that are empowered in love. And I love that because I just believe that love should feel safe, for one. If you're not safe at home, you're not going to be safe anywhere. So the one place you should feel safe is at home, and love is consistent also, and life-giving. It shouldn't drain you or suck the life out of you. It should be life-giving. And that's exactly what we like to talk about here. And she's talking about how we got started because we are both navigating. I was in the career for years and didn't date. So we're both navigating through this this relating differently and dating differently world.
And I'm excited and you all get this number that 22 was important, after 22 dates, really going into a healthy, loving relationship.
Mhm,
And
mhm.
so this is for those that are divorced. And so now trying to figure out what is this? What is being online? How do you meet people? Empty nesters, people who had children at home and now you're out and ready to do it. Widowers, um,
Mhm.
career focused people like yourself, Dr. Conti, people that are just ready to be focused, healing, hopeful, and even the ones that were ready to give up. I don't
Mm.
know which ones those are, because sometimes it feels like you just want to give up.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Right.
I'm going to say hello to Marilyn out there, Jonine, and hello, Tremaine. And she says, "Happy birthday to Conti. Thank you. I'm her baby sister."
Oh.
I know one thing: this crown is not going to last. So, all of you all who see the crown later when you review the video, it was because it's for my birthday. But it may be off by the time the end of the podcast is over because every time I do that, it moves.
So last week, I thought you were doing it because you just wanted to be, sassy.
No.
Last week, we talked about readiness. Today, we're talking about what happens after you're ready and how to spot alignment early so you can stop wasting time, energy, and emotional bandwidth. So
Mhm,
that's what we
mhm.
want to make sure that we do. So today's episode is about red flags, yellow flags, green flags, and the green flags that are overlooked often when dating intentionally. And be sure to stay tuned because at the end, we're announcing some really great things for you. Some giveaways, some different specials. And remember that number 22.
Yeah. The goal is not to date more, it's to date wiser. So a lot of times when we're talking about dating, people think,
Mm.
oh, I got to go out here and date more. But you want to date wiser. And that's what we're going to be talking about. That's what the podcast is all about. It's being able to date wiser.
I'm going to pop it in because I know you're going to start with talking about those red flags but I know when you say date more, and I said 22 because I had 22 dates last year, I think a lot of people are like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, I can't believe that you went out with that many people. But I think one of the things we get stuck in sometimes is maybe we're embarrassed because our friends see us with different people and we're concerned about that instead of letting go. Or, maybe this is a nice enough person. I feel like I might be a certain type or loose type of woman, or
Mhm.
loose, if I'm seen going on a bunch of dates with different people. And I just want to just kind of put a pin in that because I think that's important. And I know that will come up in topic. So if
Yes.
you ever ignored a red flag because the person was cute or charismatic or just misunderstood, I want you to put that in the chat. I want you to put in the chat these little eyes like, yep,
Like, mhm.
I have.
Yeah, 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 yeah. And it's common. It's common. If you're watching, I see some other people have popped on. If you're watching, please say
Mhm.
hello to us. This is interactive. So we want you all to talk to us, talk back to us again. And so just like last week, we got a lot of information,
Mhm.
questions, and we gave information. So if we're talking and you hear us say something and you want to chime in, put it in the chat and we're going to get to you. So let me talk about red flag alerts. So there's several red flags that are like blaring. You know that's a red flag.
Your face.
You can't see my face?
I said red flags in your
In
face.
your face, yes, red flags in your face. Well, let me say this. First of all, I am traveling for my birthday. And so as you can tell, I am not in my normal studio. And so I thought you said she can't see my face. I was gonna say, oh Lord. Oh Lord, what is happening over here? Okay, yes, you can see my face. Okay, now I can get back on track. All right. So and a lot of times we miss things because red flags aren't funny. First of all, we want to say that they're not funny. We laugh, we have a good time, we joke. But someone makes jokes. If they're making jokes and being negative, making negative comments about your vulnerability and your vulnerable moments that you shared with them, that's not humor. That's harm. And a lot of times, that's what red flag partners will do. They will make fun of you. So pay attention to that. They'll try to make it seem like it's just a joke or it's humor. But oftentimes red flag partners will hide or try to disguise red flag humor by mocking your pain and by not showing, the love that you deserve. Because I just want to make sure that we know red flags are not at all funny. I had a client once, and I said, we were talking, and I love it because they allow me to share their stories because they've all moved. Many of them have moved on to really, really great relationships and marriages. And she was laughing and talking about what happened in a relationship, and her marriage when she met her partner. And I said, oh my God, all of that was going on before you all married? I said, you mean to tell me you didn't see any red flags? And she said, Dr. Conti, not only did I see red flags, she said, I saw a whole marching band, a flag corps, the whole, trumpet drill team majoress coming down the street, like just loud. And I still did it. And so that is not uncommon. A lot of times it's not that we don't see them, it's that we ignore them. So before we get into what they are, let's talk about why on earth would that happen, that you can see them blaring in your face and you ignore them. Well, the main two things that happen with women when it comes to ignoring red flags are loneliness and fear. Loneliness and fear. Loneliness will make you negotiate your standards and overlook your boundaries, even if you see red flags. Fear of starting over, and we're talking to a demographic of women who are starting over, either second time around, like Demi said, starting over, divorce, widowers, and it's scary, particularly out here. That's why we want to give you some way to navigate through these dating waters. But fear of this might being the last chance. I'm not going to get a chance to do it again. I'm getting older. Well, it's not that bad. And they overlook it, or we will overlook it as women. And then settling, because settling feels safer than waiting. Did y'all hear that in the back? I want to say that loud for those in the back. Settling will feel safer to you than waiting and saying, no, I deserve more. I deserve better. This is not it. I don't have to be in a rush. I'm going to wait. So those are the reasons why many times we overlook red flags. So being that I am a domestic violence expert, nationally acclaimed domestic violence expert, of course we know abuse is not even on the cards. So we're not talking about, if you're being domestically abused, physically abused, sexually abused, we know you want to get the professional help to get out of that. We hear on the news every day. But there's some other red flags that are not that glaring. So disrespect, belittling, any kind of belittling language, this means you need to pause or exit. The things that I'm talking about now are going to be things that you need to pause or exit because of red flags.
And I can share one with you. One of my, and again, I'm going to say meet and greets. I'm trying to bring you forward, right? I remember going out and the guy said, "Come on, big head." I was
Mm. Yep.
big. I said, "Did
Yep.
you just call me big head?"
Yep.
Oh, that's what we just joke. Mm-mm.
Perfect example. Perfect example. That's on the
No,
thing, she cuts it off.
no,
But
no.
that's a perfect example. Saying stuff like that, and we laugh. No, it's not funny. And we don't want to even give the impression that we are going to allow any disrespect in even when you're getting to know each other, because that's what dating is about. Remember, we said dating. You guys feel free to take notes on this stuff. This is a good educational stuff here and good experience, and
Mhm.
lived experience and professional. Dating is, like we said last week, gathering information. So you want to make sure that when you see that, that's a note taker. All right, like Demi said, she saw it. Also, inconsistent behaviors that leave you anxious or confused,
Mm.
dishonesty and secrets, playing on the phone, telling you that, they're not doing this, but they're talking around the corner. This upsets your nervous system. And we'll talk a little bit later about your nervous system. But these are things that we overlook as red flags: gaslighting or emotional manipulation. This is a big one. Isolation. Usually, of course, red flag partners want to isolate you because your friends are saying, girl, that don't seem right to me. That just seemed a little suspect. And they don't want anybody helping you see the light. So all of these things: uncontrolled anger, intimidation, um, pressure around sex or commitment or time, blaming everyone else and not being accountable. These are red flags. And let me say this: red flags do not disappear. They don't go anywhere with time. Sometimes we think, oh, they get better with time. No, black flags, they intensify with time. So you don't need to have more information when you're seeing red flag behavior. Red flag behavior is clear. So it's about gathering information. But as you see red flag behavior, that's clear. You don't need to continue to gather any information, because if it costs you your peace, it's too expensive. Your peace is too, your safety, all of that is too expensive. And so red flags isn't a challenge to overcome. Sometimes we also think, well, we can overcome this. Let's work hard, or that ride or die concept. No, it's not. It's a signal to move differently,
Mm.
because healthy love doesn't create confusion, ladies. It creates clarity. It's worth the wait. And so even if it never comes, I'd much rather, Demi, be happy alone than to be miserable with someone. So we
Mm.
want to make sure that you know that you're worth the wait.
And so I'm just going to throw in, thank you. You gave some great examples of that. And, we've talked about when I was dating and going through it, and we're looking at the bios and things and how they can even show up online, which is something
Mhm.
that, I assist you with.
Yes, and let me say this, lady. She has helped me a whole lot with that. I'll call her now. I'm like, hey, look at this one, girl. Demi spot stuff in the background, this, that, and the other. So yeah, y'all, she's good at that. Y'all can really use her with getting those profiles and spotting those red flags, even through a profile.
Even through that. So when you have throwback pictures, when you have photos that they don't give their last or their real names, that's a sign. Um, any negative bios where they're complaining about exes or anything else, that's a sign. That's already information that you should have. And just remember, just because you match doesn't mean you're a match.
Exactly. That's one of those other ones that you need to say it loud for those in
Just because you match online
the back.
doesn't mean you're a match.
That's right. That's right.
So I just want to share that with you.
Yeah. So we're going to go into yellow flags now, which could be a little bit more hard to find. But I will say, ask yourself, do I feel calmer when I'm with this person, or do I feel more chaotic? Because after you interact with someone, if you're feeling nervous or anxious or
Mhm,
chaotic, our nervous system does not lie, girls, queens, sisters, family. It doesn't lie.
mhm,
Our internal navigation system, that's what I call it. That's our internal navigation system. It is always working. We
mhm.
must start taking heed, as my grandmother used to say, heed to it. Hey, Sylvia. Hey, Tish.
And so if you've ever talked yourself out, no, I'm gonna ask you because I know I have probably. Yeah, no judgment. I have.
We all have.
Have you ever talked yourself out of your intuition? If you have, I want you to type listening now in the chat. That means you're going to start listening to it. So type listening now in the chat because yellow flags, and let me say this, you talked about red flags. We know that yellow flags aren't necessarily deal breakers, but they are data because remember, as we're out there dating, we always say, hey, we're just gathering information.
Mm-hmm.
So yellow flags show up when something isn't necessarily wrong,
Mm-hmm.
but it's not fully clear yet. And they're invitations for us to make sure we just slow down,
Mm-hmm.
continue to stay curious, and observe these patterns over time,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And as I'm talking, you were talking, I was listening just intently, just
Mm-hmm.
because it comes up all the time. And we're talking about relationships, but it's just not with someone that you're looking to be in a romantic relationship in. It comes up
Yes,
with
this is
friendships
friendship.
too,
That's
all
right.
of
That's
that.
right.
And
All
so I
right. Demi, you got some participation here. Shelly Jones said listening now. Marilyn says
Mhm.
listening now. Tish says listening now. So they are with us. They have, as we all have, just kind of overlooked those red flags.
And I'm
Talk about
only going to
intuition.
yes, listening now, but I am only going to give a few tips because these are things that are in our downloadables. These are things that you can get from us anytime. These are things that we work with you with, specifically recently out of a relationship. That means this doesn't mean they're not unavailable, but it does mean you should watch how they talk about their past and how present they are with you.
Mm-hmm.
I always throw in because I remember, I mean, we started this with the conversations we had.
Mm-hmm.
You recall me telling you about the long distance person, and I was there with them. And at the end of our date,
Mm-hmm.
it was an hour had gone by, and I
Yeah.
realized that he was talking about his
X.
ex-wife
Mm-hmm. I remember you told me that. You,
over
the next
an
morning,
hour.
you were like, he talked an hour and a half about his ex-wife.
Oh my gosh. And so that absolutely was something yellow to keep. And I realized that, yeah, that was absolutely. But I'm saying that is one of the things. Um, and again, I don't, I hate giving it all away, but you have unclear long-term goals early on.
Mm-hmm.
So one of those that I can share with is, and 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 I can help you with dating in person, you know, because we've all done it. It's coaching through that. But online, there's this. Um, are you looking for a long term? Are you looking for friendship? What's some of the other ones out there? If you're looking for
Casual dating,
casual dating,
friendship. Uh, you want a serious relationship.
yeah, but it's very infrequent than you see someone saying looking for casual, which
Mm-hmm.
I respect because they're upfront.
Mm-hmm.
But you'll see some of these profiles where they just check them all.
Mm-hmm.
They just put everything down. And in our head, I think that's one of those things that we ignore and we say, well, he said he's looking for a friend, but he's saying he wants something long term. So he wants us to be friends first.
Right. So let me say this. So, now this was one that me and Demi went back and forth about because, of course, now we're like coaching each other and we're
Mm-mm,
being
mm-mm.
accountable. And I said, well, Demi, it says long-term relationship first. I said, then it says friendship. I said, and it says something else. I said, so he really wants a long-term relationship, but I think he's just maybe saying, but maybe he just clicked them all just to say, well, we could be friends first. She's like, no, that's
No,
a swipe left. So we went back and forth on that. But now I got it. She's right. If you only though, if you are looking for a serious long-term relationship yourself,
Yeah.
Demi has taught me if it's saying all those other things, swipe left.
They're out. They're
Mhm.
out. Because really what it's happening is we're throwing this fishnet out because I can catch more with that. So this is where people, rush clarity and
Mhm.
start filling in the blanks as we just started talking about, right? You kind of fill in the blanks, but of course we should be friends before we're in the long term. Well, yes, of course, but that's not
Uh,
what I'm saying. Or you try to project potential instead of letting behavior just really reveal itself.
mhm. Mhm.
It's just so important. So those are some of the yellow flags. And I would say time plus consistency turns yellow flags into green or red.
Right. But red flags, as I say, they scream red. They scream loud. Don't
Mhm.
ignore them. And yellow flags, they kind of whisper. So you want to not ignore them either because you're like, okay, well, I know that's red, that's glaring, but this one, it's just whispering real low. So be very careful of those yellow flags as well.
So I would say I have a little checklist I'm going to put out there. Just is the behavior like a one time thing or is it a pattern?
Mm-hmm.
Just something to think about.
Mm-hmm.
Did I express or do you express concern and did the behavior change?
Right.
I can tell you, um, I went past, okay, the big head, I said something. Went on a second day. Why did I do that?
Mm.
It's no judgment. I did.
And
And it got worse.
and that yes, I think the second date didn't he say did he say something about you can't see about your glasses or
I
4 eyes?
wasn't having a problem. I'm gonna say it because it's cra it's crazy, but it's kinda like, we really it's a no judgment zone because we've all been there. So, obviously, you guys know I wear glasses, and I was outside, I didn't have them. I had on my shades. My shades aren't prescriptions, and I needed to read something, and I couldn't read it, and he said, "Well, this is why my glasses have are prescriptions and yours not. That's why, you know, I'll do the thinking because you don't you don't know anything. I can do the thinking for us though." What?
So y'all know when she told me that everything in me went bing, 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 bing. With what I've done for 30 years and helping women identify that, I was like, oh,
Right.
it's definitely out. What?
So, the big
Insulting.
head, I should have just, but then I said, yeah, people play. No.
Let me tell you what she really said, y'all. Let me tell you what she said. She said, but we have so much fun.
Ooh, we had so much fun and he was so sexy.
And I'm like, I don't care. I don't care how much fun you're having. Are
He
you
was
four-eyed?
so sexy. I said that too. So just know, I'm telling you, it happens. So what I want you to do is type yellow if you have ever rushed clarity instead of letting time
Mhm,
reveal the truth.
mhm. Yep.
Well, we
Yellow,
only had
yellow.
fun
Right?
for
Yellow.
those 2 dates. That was it.
He's so creative. He does really creative dates and it's really fun. Y'all click and share, like and share. Share this information with other people, some of your friends. Let them know we're talking about this. Marilyn says, been there with capital there.
Yeah, I mean, it's a no judgment zone. I've been
Yes,
there and done
yes.
it. So,
And I think that's what makes this even more unique and even more special is because we are experiencing it and have experienced it as of late, like recently. Like these are things that we have dealt with during our dating path in finding, a serious relationship. And so we're trying to keep you from, as they say, you don't have to run into that same brick wall. So
exactly.
so green flag partners, these are my favorite people. I just love green flag partners. And many women think, okay, are they there? Like, is that really a thing? Yes. Yes. And let me tell you, green flag is sexy. That's your new sexy. We masculinity is masculinity is sexy in a man. We're not talking aggression or aggressive. We're talking wonderful, consistent. They
Mm.
follow through. They say they're going to call. They're going to call. If they say they're going to pick you up at a certain time, they're going to call you and say, hey, I know you're getting ready. I'm letting you know I'm on the way. Communication is there. Emotional regulations, not the mood. We know those mood swings. Happy 1 minute, mad the next, want to see you, baby, and then next no, no, not even green flags. They have good mood regulations. Just calm. I always tell Demi, I like calm.
You do, but you know what? For those of us that, for those of us, these don't go viral. They really don't, but they last.
They last. That's
Yeah.
right. Those are the ones that last. Exactly. So, you want calm. You want respect for your boundaries. If this is something you say, that's okay. Oh, I did not, know that or didn't mean to do that. And they mean it. And you see action with their accountability. They're accountable, and you see the action change. There's, like I said, clear communication. When there's clear communication, you don't have to be wondering, confused. What does that mean? Is he doing this? Is he doing that? Are we doing this? Are we doing that? In the yellow, you know.
Yeah.
So calm energy is good. And so calm is not boring. I've had so many women when I'm helping them to enjoy healthy relationships. And again, if we need to work with you, and that's my area, helping you to be able to get those standards and those boundaries, knowing what a green flag man is like and what to expect, because I was really, really shocked at how many, particularly African American women, are not familiar with what a healthy relationship looks like. And so it's calm and it's safe. So if peace feels boring to you, it's not because peace is wrong. It's because your nervous system is used to chaos. And we want to reverse that. We want to reverse that.
We do, because dating differently begins with choosing differently.
Mm-hmm.
It really
Absolutely.
does. It really does. And
Yeah.
peace is a flex.
Yeah. That's the new thing, y'all. Men always say they want peace. I want a woman with peace. Well, we want a man with peace.
So I'm going to leave you with a few takeaways, because I've said it a couple of times, and I know, Conti, you have a few. But one of the things that she has always pressed: say it, say it, say it. First meetings are not dates; they're meet and greets.
They're meet and greets.
If a person shows up, if they don't, if it doesn't work, if it does, you're just meeting somebody new. That's all it is. Keep them public. Keep them public. Be in a comfortable space where it's easy to end. It shouldn't be real long dates or 13-course meals. What are we doing?
Going to dinner, then going to movie, and then going to, have dessert afterwards.
Just, coffee, tea, a short walk, a quick, drink, not alcoholic drink, but drink. Not elaborate outings, not in your home, not in their home. And if you're not interested, it's okay to cut it off in a way that feels comfortable for you. It's no explanation that's needed. And that's just a short takeaway, something that I absolutely talk about with my coaching. I have left meet and greets and we've fist bumped each other. And I've met really nice people, just not a good connection, not that type of connection. And so I know one thing that, Conti, we always talk about: just because the person is nice doesn't mean that they're your person. And that's okay too.
Yes, every good person is not the person for you.
Yeah. Yeah. So I know you always have certain questions. You say, you have reflections of.
Yeah. And so, just with that, this was what I found too was hard for women who had been accustomed to dating chaotic men or toxic men. And again, I'm guilty of it. When I started dating years ago, healthy, I thought every healthy man, oh, I gotta marry him. What, he does this, he does that, he does it. But that's what you were supposed to be dating. Like, that's healthy and it was healthy 101. It was just like, it wasn't even the, advanced. It wasn't even advanced healthy. So stop. I want women to get out of their mind that, oh, he's great, he's a good guy. You want to date a good guy, but again, every good guy is still not your husband, still not the man that may be who you need to be with. But consistency is attraction that lasts. You do want them to be consistent, and so you want to make sure that you do feel emotionally safe. That's huge for me. I like I said in my intro all the time, love should feel great. It should feel warm. It should feel safe when you're with a person. And also, are their words matching their actions? That's an easy way to see if this is a good person or a green flag person. Their words are going to be matching their actions. And am I showing up as myself, or am I performing? And because you have to learn to love you and show up like you, who you are, your authentic self. Because if you're still performing to get someone, if you're still leading with sex, or if you're still leading with, again, no judgments on here, or if you're still leading with money or leading with your career, then you're not showing up just being your authentic self. And that is going to attract usually a red flag person.
So I want you to drop a green heart in the chat, and tell us one green flag you're committing to look for in your next relationship.
And everyone that does that participate and put a little green heart in here, you're going to receive a green flag dating guide from me, absolutely free. So even if you're watching the replay later, because I'm all about getting them green flag personalities and green flag partners in your life. So if I see a green flag or a green heart, excuse me, that's what Demi's instructions is, a green heart.
Or a green flag.
Or green flag or green line, anything green. I'm going to inbox you, get your email, and I'm going to send you my green flag dating guide so that you make sure that you are attracting those.
That's so cute. I love it. I love it. And then what I'm going to do is, for the first 22 that send me a DM in my Instagram and start following me, I actually have some do's and don'ts with dating when you're doing your profile and as you're going through these different matches. And you can get me on Instagram at Dating with Demi.
Yes. Thank you for that, and thank you for those hearts. I see that, but let me put a footnote there. Let me put a footnote there. I am traveling. That's why my I don't have my light kind of going in and out. I am traveling because this is my birthday weekend. My birthday is Monday. Trust me, you will get your green flag. You would get your green flag dating guide after the holiday weekend, which is also my birthday Monday. So yes. And again, also go to drcontespeaks.com. Yeah. And there's also so many things in the relationship lab. Last week, we talked about being able to know if you are ready, if you're ready, and understanding what a healthy relationship look like, and are you dating from a healed and healthy, intentional place? So you can also check that out and download that out of the relationship lab at drcontespeaks.com. Again, like Demi said, follow us on Instagram, Facebook. Also, I have a YouTube. So just follow us for more information so you can continue to know what we're doing. We're going to have a whole lot of great things coming up for you all.
And next week, what are we doing, Dr. Conte?
So next week, we are going to be diving deeper and deeper about emotional availability. Because again, you want someone who is emotionally available to you. And what does that look like? And what it is not? And so how to stop confusing potential with readiness. Potential meaning and doing nothing right now. So that's actually a oxymoron of readiness, right? So that's what we're going to be talking about, because remember, the goal is to date with clarity and to move with intention. That's our goal. That's what we want to help you do, and to choose with confidence. I'm Dr. Conti, your birthday girl. Like, follow, and subscribe to all of my social media platforms for more wisdom, discernment, and unapologetic truth. With a little bit of holy sass, I have to put that in there too, because I do it with a little holy sass. But I want you to know that it's real and it's truth. And so until next time, remember that you deserve love that feels like peace, clarity, and joy.
And I'm Demi, and join us next week where we continue to help you love intentionally,
heal completely,
and date
differently. Thank you for joining us again. Share. Tell everybody. We can't wait to get you this information. Y'all be blessed and go out there and let's attract those green flag partners.
Yay. Happy birthday, my friend.
Thank
Happy birthday.
you. Thank
Happy
you so much.
birthday.
All right. Y'all be blessed.
Bye-bye.